Hi, in this lesson we're going to model out the eyeball and the eyelid. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is go to create, and this time we're going to create a NURBS primitive. So we're going to create a sphere, so create that, and go to show, and keep this auto load new objects checked. If it's not, just check it. Then go to view selected, so I'll just hide everything else in the scene. And just rotate this down 90 on the x-axis. We want this darker line, the middle line here, to be right there for the eyeball, because we're going to do some manipulating here. We need that there. So just go to right click and go to isoparm and just click this ring here around it and just scroll in there, push it in, hold shift, make another one, and then a third one, and then go to your surfaces menu set, go to edit NURBS, insert isoparms, and then we're going to use the hole, so just right click, go to hole, hole, and select that ring there, select this inner one, go to your move tool and just move those in to right about there, and then just select this tip vertex here, just push that in as well. Alright, so that looks good. We're going to want to create the eyelid, so go to, actually first, let's see first that we're going to want to do, let's go to isoparm, insert one right about there, and go to edit NURBS, and we're going to detach this one, so go to detach surfaces, and then click the surface there, go to center pivot, and just move this back slightly and scale it up. And that could be your pupil if you wanted to change the color or anything. So we're going to create another NURBS primitive sphere, and let's see here, rotate it in the X 90 degrees, and in the Y -90 as well, because we want this seam here. And just scale it down a little bit, and then we're going to want to change these sections so we have enough divisions, so just change that to 18 should be good, and the spans to 12. And then now we can just move the start and end sweep. You can see it just opens and closes the eyes. So that's good, but you can see in here we have a gap here. There's no thickness to it. Just get that up slightly. So one way we can change that is just create another NURBS primitive sphere. Scale it up slightly. And see 90 and -90, so we can just change this X 90 on the Y -90. And let's just make this round numbers, so change the start sweep just to 30, and end sweep 330 should be good. And then we can just edit this one, get exactly where the other one is. So what we can do is select this, shift select the pupil there, and then just go to display, hide selection, and I'll just hide that. Now we can select the isoparm right there, and select this isoparm, and go to surfaces, and we're going to loft this, so just loft it, press 3 on your keyboard to smooth it out if you need to. Actually seeing that, I want to go ahead and skip that down slightly, scale this up a little bit, and just loft it, or loft this again, so just select an isoparm, surfaces, and loft. Press 3 to smooth that out, and do the same on the bottom. Surfaces, loft. So now when we change this start and end sweep, the loft goes with it there. So that's pretty cool, and we're going to make sure that we keep the history on this, so don't delete it at all, because we're going to need to edit this. If you delete the history, none of this will be there anymore, so just keep that there. Now we can go to display, show all. I'll just show that. And now we can go to view selected. Let's see. We got the eyeball there. Go to your outliner, so go to Window, Outliner. Let's see. Not sure what that is. Just delete that. I don't know how I got that on there. Let's see. So just select all of these objects here and just press Control G to group those and just name this I group. So we're going to want these lofts by themselves. So we're going to want to shift select that and Control G to group those. Let's just name this I deform. And group that, Control G, name this I main. So now when we can just select this, we have the lofts here. Alright. Not sure I have loft, so I'm not sure why I have loft, like 3 lofts here, but let's see if it still works. Just select that. Alright. Looks good. Go back to your outliner and just click this whole eye group so that we can scale it down. Move it into position where we want it. Get it down quite a bit. Press 3 to smooth that out. And just go to your outliner and press the eye group again. Rotate this slightly. Maybe a little bit more. Something like that. Move it up a little bit. Scale it down as well. A little bit more. Push it out. It's a cartoony eye, so it's going to be bulging out quite a bit, which is okay. Let's see. Get your eye group again. Just get it where you want it. Rotate it slightly again, just move it out. Now what we can actually do is start moving these vertices here just to get it around the eye a little bit better so there's not a gap. Just move that, just shape it around the eye. That looks good. Let's actually set this, go to wireframe so we can see what we're doing. Just move that down. Move this down, actually in, so we can just hide that gap there. Go to wireframe, push that in slightly. Hide that as well. Good, maybe you can just keep moving these vertices around to get where you want on your mesh, just around the eye nicely. You can just move these in, they don't need to be that far. Now what we can actually do is select these and just move them up a little bit so we can get some distance there. The eyebrows. So just go to object mode. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and mirror this over. See how this looks. First thing we're going to want to do is make sure everything's snapped along the x-axis here, so that when we mirror over it won't get any problems. Looks good. Right there, make sure all these, yeah, those have all been separated somehow from the x-axis, so just move those, hold the x down and just snap them back onto the axis. Select all those, just snap them along there. Lots of separation here, I don't know how that happened. If we mirrored this over, we'd get some strange problems. So it's a good thing to make sure it's always snapped along there. What's with these? I think go to your front view of it, front view again. And if yours are okay, you don't have to do this. I'm just doing this because mine are way off here on the head. Gotta make sure they're all aligned, so that looks good now. So select all this. See, actually no. Just select this object here. Go to polygons, mesh, mirror geometry. We're going to mirror it in the negative x. See, merge with the original, mirror that over. There you go. I think I got, let's try to edit this here. Go to your poly mirror. See something here. And what I'm doing here is I'm making it so when I scroll this over, it's not such a big difference. It's a lot, you can get a lot more precise where you want it if you have this checked. So that looks good. And if yours is like this and you can't get it over, what you can do, this is what happens to my geometry a lot. You can actually just go in here. It's a pretty long process, but sometimes it's the only way. You can just shift select these points and just merge them, edit mesh, merge. You can just go along this whole thing and merge this back up, but mine fit nicely, so let's go ahead and just get this eye group and Control D to duplicate, just move that over right about there. So that's good. That's going to wrap it up for the modeling portion of this series. We're done with that, and next we're going to actually start rigging this guy up. So hopefully you've made it this far, and you'll watch the next one. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.